Good afternoon. My name is Everett Kearney, otherwise known as Lopez Noble. I am an Edmonton leader, but I also have a life to live like everyone else. I am going back to my roots of what I used to do and what worked fine for the sake of my computer. Throughout the beginning of 2020, all the way up until November 27th of that year, I used my phone to record my Edmonton meetings and other videos as well. There would occasionally be runouts in memory, and I would have to get that cleared. But I'm looking back at it now thinking, better for that than it running down my computer even further and really using that battery probably in unnecessary ways now. November 28th, 2020, 2 days after Thanksgiving, I arranged for an ancient Rome clubbist to come to this room, to this Edmonton. That was the day that I started my live streaming. And I did it for only that purpose, but I looked at it and I said, I think that I ought to stick to this and permanently do it. It worked wonderful. There was no restraints in memory. Occasionally the internet would go out and I would have to reconnect it. But there was always a catch. And now I realized the catch. And I probably realized it earlier, but I don't think that I took the time to realize it. And I'm not going to judge and blame myself for the things that I thought very, very well about before doing them. Anyway, I started the stream out with putting below directions since it was the first stream for the people that would be remotely watching that stream. I filmed the whole throttle thing of me prepping the board, of me getting the song set up, the whole entire thing. And of all of the songs and all of the introductions. And it being divided into, I believe, 2 to 3 parts of Roman Clubbus meeting. That was the first lengthy stream that I did, apart from 3 short horoscope streams right before that very day, Saturday, November 28th. And then for the next 5 months, I would be live streaming. In December, that was when I got into recording my Edmonton meetings on the live streaming. Beginning on December 3rd, there was the official meetings. There was a couple other clubbuses before that, but they would go for a very, very long time. I remember setting things up, getting, the songs set up. I would go through the announcements, and then there would be occasional other things that I would do, that I would run out of energy and motivation and interest to do. And I promised things that I did not follow through with because I just felt tired out and I did not feel like doing it, with school, with just the day waning, with that time of the day, etc. Things were going pretty smooth in December, and I was still running fine. That was then that I noticed that my computer battery was running out shorter than it has been in the past, but I didn't mind it then. come January of 2021 or 2020, before the new astrological year, it was then that things began to decline. My meetings were very, very long, and people complained that they were too long, that they were too tiring, that people had to sit there on their computers a while when they could be doing other things. They probably did go off and do other things. The people that were here in person had to trek through the snow to get to this house, watch me do my announcements, and then sit there for the activities that I had planned, with all the work that they also had to do for their Kindleg, and all the concerts that we had planned. Capricorn season worked out well, and I did make a couple changes in location then. It was then that Sun entered Aquarius, and we entered the eye of the storm. I remember that time was such a hard and such an uncomfortable and time that did not have a lot of hope in it. What was so frustrating, it was partly my 3 Amenton head creators. They were so bossy and so demanding, and gave me such a hard, difficult time with telling me what to do, what not to do, acting like they were in charge of this house. I had enough, judging me over every little thing that I did. A lot of the things I did change around in mid-February, but it was my calling and my own initiative decision for what wasn't working out for me and everyone else, besides listening to them. I made it clear that I would not let them walk all over me, and I had several confrontations that were unplanned and addressings that were unplanned, but I kept certain streams going because I didn't want it to be multiple streams, because I wanted it to be easier for people. It was partly because of the amount of stuff and the little time in the day with all the con work that I had to do for school, balancing this and that and everything like that. And then it was all about my books, which stretched way back into 2020. I was sulking in my own grief and shame about the books that I had on my shelf that, try as I might, the truth still remains that I didn't finish them, and a couple of them I gave away to Goodwill after that horrible experience with the dysfunctional book club that I endured, that catastrophe way back in 2019 and 2018. It was that, and it was also being stuck in this bubble. I could not go out to places. It was wintertime. I couldn't even go outside. I felt in a lot of very, very bad moods. And I took a lot of things too personally that naturally that I would have not taken personally in any other situation. It was all too real for me. And I said and did things that I would normally not say and do. And I remember doing one thing that I would never do in any random circumstance. But I needed a change, and I was too mad, and I did not have the emotions or the words to express it. I was feeling very, very stale and cold, and I completely lost my interest, my motivation, and my drive, and my sense of hope and optimism for running my Amenton. Had I not changed things up in the middle of February, I would have probably quit my Amenton. I changed things up. On the weekdays, I would make videos of announcements that I would post on YouTube for my Amenton to see. On the weekends, they would come there, and they would, come to my Edmonton for the extended meetings because I would have time, you see. I started using Screencastify, but immediately when I started using it, after all the times that I used the live streaming, that was the time where it became a butt. B-U-T-T. And a bummer. And something so irritating as when I recorded one recording and it came out fine. But then I recorded another, and then I saw that circle spin around and spin around, and I could not get the video, and I had to restart my computer and disable Re-enable Screencastify only to get a video that would either not come up or it would only come out to be a little bit of that video. My live streams became shorter in the end of February and March, and I just did announcements, but I was still using down and using up my computer battery. And now, for the most part, I use Screencastify now for the main weekly videos, and if something's extended, and if the things that I do in terms of actions will be live streamed. My live streams now are broken up into very, very short, minimal recordings, like they got broken up. But let me tell you something right now. The one catch that live streaming had, and that recording off my computer had, is that it used up the power off my computer that I now look at as unfakely and as being unnecessary power. And so, and I just am getting so sick and tired of my computer running down so quickly, and I feel that it is wearing down and becoming more fragile and more finite. And I need to find a way, I feel like I need and want to find a way of getting a new battery to start fresh with for my computer. I am done recording off my computer all things, and I need to give it a rest. Today is the day that I am making the decision to take it back to what I used to do before November 28th. I will be recording videos daily, almost daily, off my phone for Edmonton meetings, and I will probably get out of the habit of listening to myself as much as I can. I don't know. I can't promise anything. The videos will be short, but they will be consistent, persistent, and daily. My computer needs a rest, and I will only use it for watching YouTube, other entertainment besides recording, and not any videos, just videos that, show my face, and also school. Tune in tomorrow to watch the first video, the first official meeting video on my phone that will probably go well into this spring and summer. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I hope that this was good prologue and a good prerequisite. Stay tuned.